Greetings and welcome to FreedomBookClub.com's Book of the Month announcement for January 2012. My name is Ferb, and I'm the managing editor of the book's website. And here we are listening to Jam of the Year by the artist formerly known as Prince. Please buy his album Emancipation from Amazon.com. He's a noted IP monopolist, but I like his music, so go ahead and buy from him or he'll sue me probably. That being said, thanks again for joining us. First, I'll announce January's selection as made by you, the participants at FreedomBookClub.com. The book of the month for January 2012 is The Ballad of Karl Draga by Vince Zabrinowitz. So buy that through our affiliate link on FreedomBookClub.com and help make Freedom a bestseller. That's The Ballad of Karl Draga by Vince Zabrinowitz. Here's a description of the book as found on Amazon.com. In a free country, individuals have almost limitless rights to travel as they please, carry private arms, consume any plant or drug, keep what they earn, raise their kids as they see fit, all without showing a license or permit. Bureaucrats have few powers specifically listed, but that hardly describes America today, with the default settings fast approaching those of a slave state. Bureaucrats claim expansive powers and privilege. The rights of the individual are crushed. Karl Draga fought back and died. Peter McWilliams fought back and died. Gary Watson fought back and died. Donald Scott fought back and died. Not all of their desperate acts were wise or admirable, but libertarian columnist Vince Zabrinowitz insists we should at least start cataloging and honoring the names of those who have given their lives in the war on freedom being waged against us from the lowliest government classroom and code enforcement office to the loftiest temples of Washington. Because we're next. 8 died on that bridge at Concord back in 1775. How many will it take this time? So that's the product description for The Ballad of Karl Draga. Vince Zabrinowitz is a columnist and author of 3 books and was listed as a candidate for Vice President of the United States in Arizona in the year 2000. This book is out of print, so order your copy today or it may be gone for good. Okay, before we list our finalists being considered for next month, I want to just say this. Our exit surveys for all the books selected by FreedomBookClub.com in 2011 will close to new responses on February 2nd, 2012 at 7:20 and 30 seconds. That's right, Woodchuck Chuckers, that's Groundhog Day. So please, if you've read any of those books, click on the cover, take a quick survey, and help honor the best book. We will honor the author of the best book by giving a monetary donation in their honor to the Liberty Scholarship Fund. It's a free market, private charity. It's not even listed with the IRS as a 501c3 charitable organization. They're good guys. They give money to kids that are not getting... They're not in public school. They're either going to private schools or being homeschooled. And the money goes to aid them in their educational pursuits. Those are students between the ages of 5 and 18. Okay, now on to our finalists, which have been all suggested by your fellow participants in FreedomBookClub.com. Finalist A, The Illusion of Victory, America in World War I by Thomas Fleming. This is an excerpt of Amazon's product description. A political history of the American experience in World War I is a story of conflict and bungled intentions that begins in an era dedicated to progressive social reform and ends in the Red Scare and Prohibition. Thomas Fleming tells this story through the complex figure of Woodrow Wilson, the contradictory president who wept after declaring war, devastated because he knew it would destroy the tolerance of the American people, but who suppressed freedom of speech and used propaganda to excite America into a Hun-hunting mob. This is a tragic history. Finalist B, Mao, The Unknown Story by Yung Chang and John Halliday. The most authoritative life of the Chinese leader ever written, Mao, The Untold Story, is based on a decade of research and on interviews with virtually everyone outside China who had significant dealings with it. It is full of startling revelations, exploding the myth of the Long March and showing a completely unknown Mao. That's finalist B, Mao, The Unknown Story by Yung Chang and John Halliday. Finalist C, The Case Against the Fed by Murray N. Rothbard. Again, as described on Amazon.com. Quote, the most powerful case against the American Central Bank ever written. This work begins with a mini treatment of money and banking theory, and then plunges right in with the real history of the Federal Reserve System. Rothbard covers the struggle between competing elites and how they converged with the Fed. Rothbard calls for the abolition of the central bank and a restoration of the gold standard. His popular treatment incorporates the best and most up-to-date scholarship on the Fed's origin and effects. That's finalist C, The Case Against the Fed by Murray N. Rothbard. And finally, finalist D, Passion of Man, Savior by Gregory Coffin. Initially released in September 2011, this is Greg Coffin's debut novel, which he was kind enough to send a copy to me to review, which I will as soon as time allows. I've read some of the passages, some of which he has emailed me. This is a product description provided by the publisher to Amazon.com. Thank you, Amazon, for making my job here easy. As Jesus walked amongst men to advance the gospel truth, so does Aranos walk among men to advance an objective and secular standard of the good. The objective standard Aranos speaks of contrasts with the religious and political imposition of those established. Aranos, at the behest of his father, a king, goes out into the world with Magdo, who sets forth the rules which Aranos has disagreed. That's finalist D, The Passion of Man, Savior by Gregory Coffin. Cast your vote for February's Book of the Month by going to freedombookclub.com /vote.html. That's freedombookclub.com /vote.html. Pick up your selection of pick up our current selection, The Ballad of Karl Draga by Vin Saprinowitz, by clicking on our affiliate link. As a reminder, anonymous votes get 1 share. Validated votes with validated email addresses get 5 shares. Votes from subscribers who pay monthly get 15 shares, and generous benefactors who vote get 25 shares. So, if you want to increase your clout with the club, subscribe or send us your email, give us a whole bunch of money, and we will be glad to give you more of a say in what happens. So, I guess that's all for now. Be seeing you.